So I have shared the related PDF, which we are going to discuss the content from. This is one of the Cambridge materials, right?
Yeah.
Kind of prescribed material that we can discuss the strategies, the tips from. Frankly speaking, you can't find these many strategies, these many tips, whatever you see in this material. Okay. So the official guide has not these many strategies. So whatever you see in this PDF. So of course, students may go with the content from official guide, speaking lessons also, but I feel it has not been equipped with as many strategies necessary as you can see in this PDF. Please try to open this PDF on the other window or on the other tab.
Yes,
You should be able to follow
my mobile.
the stuff throughout the class, the stuff from this PDF throughout the class.
I opened it. The speaking 6 now.
Keep on the other tab. Keep it open on the other tab. Let me. So before we get into the content from this PDF, let's discuss the basic structure of speaking.
Okay.
I have just shared the structure of speaking on WhatsApp. Please look through the snap for 1 minute. Meanwhile, I'll open it on screen.
I opened my mobile. Giving a for reasoned response. This is a
Okay. Have you kept the snap open? Are you checking through this snap?
Yes, sir.
Right. Just try to understand what are the things given on the snap for 1 minute yourselves. Then we will have a discussion on this. Is my voice is clear? Is my voice so clear that you can follow everything, right?
Yes, sir. The clear voice.
I'll also share a YouTube link on which you can see what a typical speaking session would be like in your real speaking examination. Okay. You can check it out later on. Right.
Okay, sir.
And there is a website by Cambridge to check your speaking skills. Okay. Cambridge English Speak and Improve has also been shared. That is actually a kind of app you can even open on Chrome also to improve your speaking.
It will test my
you can check your speaking skills. So I don't know whether it rates your response, but definitely. So it raises the question one after another as soon as you respond for each of the questions.
Okay, sir.
So the kind of practice. You can even attempt speaking section on IELTSonlinetest.com and share the related link with me for score. So if you share the related link, so just like how you shared writing, section link, so on which I can access your responses and rate.
Okay.
Okay, similarly, you can share,
Today I'll share.
you can attempt the speaking module on ieltsonlinetest.com and share the related link so that I will, I can evaluate your speaking responses. Okay, yeah. So let's get into the structure of your speaking. In fact, we have numerous resources to learn from online, right? So most of them are absolutely free. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Let's see. So what did you know about speaking? What have you known about speaking so far? So in your real examination, your real IELTS examination, when speaking is going to be conducted?
Before after the main exam.
Yes,
Two days
within
before
two
or
days
after.
before or after the test taking date, LRW date, listening, reading, writing date. Okay, so that is actually true in both cases. Either it may be paper based or computer based,
Online.
but most cases the students are claiming that they are getting speaking slots, speaking section to attend on the same day they write LRW. For example,
Okay.
if they book their slot, if they have booked their slot in the morning on a particular day, the speaking slot is going to be on the same day but afternoon session. So if they
That day
have booked
only.
the
Same day.
LRW in the afternoon session on a particular date, the speaking is going to be conducted in the morning session. These things are also really advantageous for students nowadays, right?
Yes.
But
Come
however,
from long
it
way.
may not be
It helps
true
them.
all the time. So just remember, speaking module is going to be conducted within 2 days before or after your LRW date, what you generally book. Okay.
Okay.
So during your speaking test, the examiner introduces yourselves in the beginning. Okay. And then ask you to show your photo identification. Photo identification means you have to show your passport. So examiner always ready to make you comfort, to make you feel comfort. It's necessary, right? If
Yes, sir.
you can't present whatever you want to present exactly for the questions raised by the examiner, if you feel anxious, if you feel nervous, right? So examiner always ensure that you feel comfortable with the ambience and environment. So you are generally be call up, to a special room for speaking. So generally speaking is going to be conducted in person. So in tier 2 cities these days they are conducting speaking session online, but just try to book your slot in Hyderabad. The speaking is going to be conducted face to face. It's a kind of face to face interaction. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right. In part 1, so once the introductory information is done, introductory confirmation is done, um, so he cross checked your registration number and candidate ID and all, and then starts raising questions. In the part 1, examiner raises some common question, general topic question about yourselves, such as questions on your education, your hobbies, interests, your hometown, your holidays, your you know uh, how frequently you use internet, social networking and all. So there are absolutely general topic questions. Most questions are going to be straightforward. You should be able to answer with at least 3 to 4 sentences. Remember, 3 to 4. It has been given 2 to 4 spoken sentences as per the test maker, but my recommendation is to go with 3 to 4 sentences. They must be grammatically correct. Please remember. So as it is the part 1, so you have to use this particular section to present your basic fluency. Okay. So in the beginning, obviously you can't present, to the fullest whatever you want to present. So just try to present 3 to 4 sentences, not more than 4 sentences for any of the questions in part 1, because they are general topic questions. Strictly speaking, part 2 and part 3 are somehow major contributors to your score, your overall speaking score. Okay. So you can use the questions and of part 1, and by answering them to get used to the ambience and environment. So but the only thing you should remember, even you present the responses in simple way, they must be grammatically correct. Just concentrate on grammatical accuracy in part 1 questions. Okay. Just 3 to 4 sentences are enough, not more than 4 sentences. Please remember, for each of the part 1 questions, each of the part 1 general topic questions. Okay. Okay, Karthik. Karthik. Karthik, what happened? Are you there? Karthik, can you please respond? Is my voice clear, Karthik? And once 6 to 7 questions of part 1 are done, the examiner indicates that you are going to get a cue card, a piece of paper, or a kind of booklet on which you can see a topic followed by 3 to 4 questions. So you can see, describe a tourist place that you recently have been. That's the topic, followed by 3 to 4 points, 3 to 4 questions. Okay, what you particularly enjoyed, what you remember in your tourist trip the most, who you went with, how you went on the trip. So these are typical follow-up questions, typical questions of a cue card, and that's a typical cue card, right? So examiner clearly indicates that you are going to get a cue card with a preparation time of 1 minute, during which you can have some notes or scratch work, based on which you should be able to speak for 2 minutes without stopping. Okay, so making use of wide variety of sentence structures and ensuring you speak 15 to 20 sentences, that is based on past evidences. The students who had scored over 7.5 had actually spoken 15 to 20 sentences in their cue card section. So just my recommendation is try to speak 15 to 20 grammatically correct and with wide variety, okay, sentence structures during your 2 minutes, and make sure you answer all the questions of the cue card. Of course, you may or may not follow the order of the question as you answer, but you must answer all the questions of the cue card by the end of the second minute. Okay, so basic sentence structures such as conditionals, comparison, set of contrasting ideas, and including idiomatic expressions is also necessary to score higher, right? So examiners are really particular and specific these days, making the students to speak exactly 2 minutes. If you stop at 1 minute 40 seconds, they may do impressions, or they may orally or verbally indicate to continue to speak for another 20 seconds if necessary. Okay, right? That's the part 2. So it's not at all easy to speak 15 to 20 sentences for 2 minutes, okay, continuously, answering all the questions of the cue card, upholding your language skills, presenting all of your language skills, making use of wide variety of sentence structure. It requires some practice. You should be well aware of how long 2 minutes is, right? There is a speaking strategy we are going to discuss in next. They definitely make you understand what are actually necessary, right, to master the speaking section, to become fluent. Okay, once the part 2 is done, based on the part 2 topic, examiner raises some part 3 questions. Examiner raises some analytical questions, right? Even these part 3 questions are based on part 2 topic. Okay, so sometimes even after your 2 minutes talk, once you have spoken 2 minutes, there might be some follow-up questions, 1 or 2, and then examiner indicates to discuss more about part 2 topic with some analytical questions. So these analytical questions are abstract in nature, analytical in nature. You should be able to answer each of the questions with 6 to 7 sentences, because you should be able to present straight answer for the given question with an evidence. You have to support your point. You have to support your straight answer with proper reasoning, Or examples, examples can be of any factual information or currently happening things or already happening things to support your point. So there is a standard template to follow to answer any of the part 3 questions. Okay, give straight answer for the question and support your answer with proper reasoning or an example. So these are all kind of evidence, right? Okay, so examples include factual information, any currently happening or already happening things, or universal truths or something of that sort. So ultimately, part 3 is the section in which analytical questions are raised, for which you should be able to answer with 6 to 7 sentences, not at all like part 1 questions where you will see straightforward and forward questions and 3 to 4 sentences are enough to answer. But longer replies are actually expected in these part 3 questions, because it is definitely take 6 to 7 sentences for each question, because you have to present a straight answer in 1 or 2 sentences that must be supported with uh, proper evidence, right? Definitely take another 3 to 4 sentences, on the whole 6 to 7 sentences, right? Okay, so you should be able to answer each of the part 3 questions elaborately with proper reasoning. So this is the assessment criteria. All these 4 assessment criteria equally contributes to your score. All the 4 assessment criteria are equally important, contribute 20% to your overall score. So the first one is fluency and coherence. Fluency and coherence means as you speak, you should not stuck in the middle. You should not repeat over the same phrases. You should not be hesitant as you speak. You should not fumble, right? Okay, coherence means whenever you present set of ideas, that particular set should give overall clear sense. Giving overall clear sense is coherence. Cohesion is sticking to the topics. So when your response is, when your ideas are cohesive, stick to the topic, overall paragraph is going to be coherent, right? And so as long as you stick to the topic, as long as you set of ideas you present uh, give gives overall clear sense, you can say they are logically connected. That's what coherence means. Okay, that that's meant by coherence. Okay, yeah. And next, the another assessment criterion is vocabulary. You should be able to speak suitable vocabulary. If you are expecting better score, you should be able to use advanced vocabulary. Generally, examiners expect less frequency vocabulary if you are really expecting more than 7. So common vocabulary can definitely make you to get up to 7. If vocabulary, your vocabulary is really advanced, like okay, instead of hardworking, if you use diligent, right? Instead of precious or valuable, if you use invaluable, right? Um, you know, so instead of boring, if you use tedious, that's an advanced word for the same meaning, boring or monotonous. Okay, so if you are able to use less frequency vocabulary as you speak, that definitely helps you to get better score in vocabulary assessment criterion. And the next, examiners always expect whatever the sentence you speak must be grammatically correct, right? So mistakes in this area can reduce your scores. So it may be simple sentences or long sentences, complex, compound, complex. So respective of the type of the sentence or structure of the sentence, the sentences whatever you speak must be grammatically correct. And then you should be able to articulate your articulate your words or your sentences clearly, that you know increases your pronunciation score. Sometimes students wrongly speak, wrongly pronounce the vocabulary. For example, precious, it's not precious, it's precious. Okay, is competitive, it's not competitive, it's competitive, right? So breath is noun, breathe is verb. Some students always confuse between these two, right? Okay, yep. So students always ask, okay, what's the standard technique to get 6.5? So I always recommend students to maintain these three to get overall 6.5 for sure. That's for sure if you follow these three. So irrespective of the complexity of the sentences you want to speak, okay, you may or may not be able to speak the sentence, that may be simple sentence. You are presenting very simple sentences, short sentences, but all the sentences must be grammatically correct. As you speak, there should not be any fillers. Fillers means as we are not native speakers, the fillers can definitely make your response unclear to the examiner. Try to reduce as much as you can. Try to reduce the fillers as much as you can. Try to nullify them as much as you can. That requires some practice. As you speak, there must be lows and highs. That intonation brings originality to your response. Okay, so try to uphold these three things as you speak and practice in this direction, and as you allocate time daily basis, okay, that definitely makes you to get 6.5 at any cost in your real examination. Okay, right. Yeah, this is the overall structure of speaking, right? And then we will just jump on to the content of the PDF. Okay,